Okay, today's GreatStockPicks.com highlights, calls of the day, if you will. I want to share with you a couple from today that very nice. You know, we're all about risk reward, and they were really nice as far as risk reward goes. Adobe was the first one. Now, these are daily candles. I'm going to talk to you about the reason why I called it, and then also the entry. Just off a cliff here on the daily, and then kind of a nice spinning top or doji candle. You know, looking like we might get a change of heart here a couple days ago. That would have been Thursday. And then Friday showed some strength as well. Friday's high was 26.99. Well, today, like most stocks, Adobe was gapping up here, set to open at 27.18. I told everybody I didn't trust the gap up. I didn't want to fade it, but I also didn't want to just jump in long. So let's just be patient. Sometimes that's really hard to do. Let me zoom into today's opening candle here. You can see this was yesterday's closing candle. See the gap up there? These are 3-minute candles. This is how I called it because I love the setup. I love the risk reward. Straight down today. Now see, you jump in long Adobe here at 27.20 right at the open, and then you're having to sit through the pain or finally sell it down here at 26.79 or in the 26.80s because you can't stand it anymore and you think, man, I screwed up again. Or you can be patient and wait for a low risk setup before you enter it. Worst case scenario, Adobe gaps up, takes off and runs all day, and it runs without us, okay? But I'm still a big fan of just being patient and waiting for the setup. So we went ahead and waited for the pullback, and then I called it on a first break of a previous 3-minute candles high. Look at, let me get my drawing tool going here. Try that one more time. Look how narrow this candle was. Called it on a break of this candle's high, if it happened, which was right here. Let me get that out of the way. And the trigger, we said to buy it if it broke this candle's high, which made the entry 26.86, with a worst case stop below this candle's low at 26.81. That's a nickel risk. So here's the entry, 26.86. Here's a stop, 26.81. A nickel risk, and from 26.86 ran just straight up to take out the high of the day. Went to ultimately to 27.37 up here. Again, on a nickel risk, it ended up giving us a 51 cents a share move on a nickel risk. And as always, you know, once we start getting a move in our favor, we pay ourselves on part of the trade, and then the rest of the, you know, you're certainly not going to let it come back down and cost you after you put money in your pocket. So the rest of the time is spent deciding, you know, where to take more profits. I always scale out of these things. And the other highlight from today. Let me try that again. Let's go with 5s. Lincoln National LNC. Show you the setup here. Actually, we had this on Bounce Watch on the due to the daily candles. Just off a cliff here. We were looking for a bounce today, but again, like Adobe, it gapped up like everything else. Look what it did at the open here. There's yesterday's close. Look at this gap up and then just straight up. This is like our opposite of a waterfall play. We call these geyser plays, where it didn't even break a previous 5-minute candle's low for the first 30 minutes or so. So I told the room we're going to short this first break of a previous 5's low if it gives a narrow range, and it did. The low of this candle right here, 24.52, so our short was 24.51. Worst case stop above the previous candle, 24.63. Okay, so that's 12 cents risk, and from 24.51, which was right here, ended up going all the way down excuse me, to 23.23, a $1.28 move in our favor on 12 cents risk that never got hit. So this is another example of one where we literally caught a short within 5 minutes of the high of the day. Really nice low risk setup there, and really nice payoff as well. So those are the two highlights from today. You know, we're calling fewer trades each day right now, being very, very selective because, for one, we're in the 4th of July week, so we've already got low volume. Plus, it's summer. We've got lower volume because of that. And we're no earnings coming out in a week or two, I think. Maybe volume will pick up a little bit then. But in the meantime, we're trying to be, you know, laser targeted and really selective and wait for the low risk stuff. And really not trading at all during this whole lunchtime period. And most of our money's being made on these early setups. All right, so I'm going to wrap this up, and we'll follow up tomorrow with some more highlights. Have a great night.